Pokemon Go's got a new little brother. You know, an app that follows Pokemon Go around and tries its best to help it out. Well, that app is none other than Campfire. Campfire is a new app by Niantic that gives you access to tools like raid maps, messaging your in-game Pokemon Go friends, and other things. It's Niantic's way of giving us features we've wanted in Pokemon Go for a while, but not in Pokemon Go. Today we're talking about Campfire. Is it actually worth it? Let's get into it. Okay, so number one, Campfire is a legit Niantic product. Just after, I'm gonna say this right now, it is not a third-party app. It won't get you banned, anything like that. It's made by Niantic. You can come onto your app store, whatever store, and I believe everybody can download Campfire right now. So you can go to Campfire Niantic, this is what it looks like, and then you download it and you click open. When you're trying to sign into Campfire, you have three options: Google, Apple, or a Facebook account login. It's recommended by Niantic to actually link that account with a Pokemon Go account or whatever Niantic game you're playing so that your friends list and all that stuff will transfer over when you sign in. Yes, this means if your Pokemon Go account is only connected to a Pokemon Trainer Club account, you cannot sign into Campfire and get that data linked. You need to link it in Pokemon Go and then sign into Campfire. Number two though, not everyone has access to it. Seems like Niantic is doing a soft launch on which is literally only invite only right now. Pretty much how you get it is you need to have someone who already has access to the app through an invite. They will come into their account here, click on friends, then scroll all the way down until you see long list of friends you can invite. These are all the friends that I have on my Pokemon Go friends list that don't have access to it. Then you can click invite. I believe you can invite 3 people. I do think Pokemon Go is going to release it just so everyone can get into it anytime, but for now it seems like it's an invite only thing, which kind of sucks. Let's hop into the app though and see if you're actually missing out on this app or not. The number one feature, probably the biggest feature, is the raid map. There's a raid map on this app, which means you can go around town and I can see all the raids going down. Hey, let's check out Tunny's Pasture. Is there any raids going down at Tunny's Pasture? No, there is not. But over here at this gym at Bureau of Statistics, there's a Mawile raid going down that ends at 11:51 p.m. So literally in 5 minutes, I gotta go. Just kidding, but it is great. You have this raid map. You can see all the gyms and stuff. I don't believe you see Pokestops, but you can see all the gyms, which is amazing. So like you don't have to just drive in one direction looking for raids. Now you can see raids. And this is huge too, because I can zoom all the way out. I can go to France. Let's say I'm going to France. I want to check out, or London. Let's say I want to go to London one day. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see where's the best place to play in London. Bang. Right here. Great gyms. I'm gonna probably go here to raid. Now there's another feature in this raid map that allows you to notify your friends on Campfire on when you're near a raid. You'll click on a raid and then you will click the light a flare, and this will notify, it says it has to be close enough to light that flare. If you're within 1 kilometer of a gym, you can light a flare for the next 15 minutes. Everyone who is on your friends list in Campfire or who has access to Campfire will be notified you're in that area and you're interested in that raid. There is some cool settings here. First of all, if you do see a raid you want to do, you can actually click this upload button and then share it to people in the app or outside of the app. So, you know, potentially tweet out. I think this only really works for creators or people with big followings, but I could tweet out, hey, I'm at this gym, come join. I don't know. And then also though, you can click on the bottom right here. That'll bring you to Google Maps to direct your location. This is in London, so it's not going to give me any Google Maps. For example, if I want to do this raid in Quebec here, I can go ahead, click the directions, and it'll give me like, you know, it's going to take 4 days to walk to this raid, so it might be expired by then. Next up, messaging. There's a tab at the bottom here. You can go ahead and click into messaging, and then now you can go ahead and message your friends. Look, Zoe right here. I can say, hi Zoe, how is your day going? Blah, 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 blah. The biggest pro of this, of course, is to coordinate trades, eggs, and stuff like that with your friends on your friends list. Now, I do find it weird here when you say search people or groups that I want to message. It's only searching the people I've already started a message with. To actually start a message with someone, you want to click all the way on the right to your profile, click on friends, and then you can see everybody on your friends list that has access to Campfire and message them. Like Zionic here, click on his profile, and then I can click message and it'll start a message thread. There also is a setting in the top right here, allow message requests. You can turn off if you want people that you're not friends with to send you a message. And then also you can add friends through Niantic Campfire. So by using people's Niantic Campfire invites, you can search them up and then I can go ahead and message those people. Now, the one great thing is that your friends on Campfire are the exact same as your friends on Pokemon Go. So there's no switching having to be done at re-add or anything like that. But I believe you can get friend requests on this app from people that you don't have friends. For example, Forb here sent me a friend request. I don't believe I have Forb on my friends list in Pokemon Go. So you can add friends only in Niantic Campfire, but anyone who you're friends with in Pokemon Go will instantly be added. Now, back to the messaging. Number one thing, biggest problem, zero moderation. If you are a parent or you're a younger person and you do not want to see profanity, swearing, all that stuff, do not use this app. I just went with a friend, sent them a bunch of curse words, and there's no blocking. There was one word that got blocked and it said Niantic is under review of this word, but I'm just gonna say no moderation. If you want your kids to be safe and you don't want people saying creepy stuff and all that stuff, this app might not be for you, and that is kind of a tell to Niantic as well. Maybe add some moderation, add some filters. I feel like a small just profanity filter would be nice to have on this app, because you can just, you're not always gonna be messaging people you know that well. These are Pokemon Go friends, but they could be from the other side of the world and you don't want them saying mean things or something like that, you know? Okay, next up though, we have the groups, the communities it's called. Pretty much in the middle here, it's gonna have the 2 people there. This is literally just a glorified Discord. As you can see, Pokemon Go Ottawa, it looks exactly like Discord as well. It has the hashtags. It'll pretty much just have different groups. People can create different groups and you can get invited to these different groups, and it's pretty much just Discord. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think this is really gonna take over Discord, because the fact that Discord is just so much better than this. Like, there's so many built Discords with a lot of people. I don't think Niantic Campfire Discords are gonna take them over, but it is still cool. You can join these groups. I know Trainer Club has one. I don't think Pokédaxi has made one yet, but you know, Pokemon Go Ottawa, you can get invites. I got invited to the Alpha Squad. I got invited to the Pokemon Go Campfire Beta community, which is cool. And I do believe, I don't think it's available now, but people will be able to make their own as well soon. So you can, like in your local area, if you have a bunch of friends and you guys don't like using Discord, even though Discord's better, you can be like, oh, Chicago area, or you know, this neighborhood, this is our campfire group. And then you guys can message, coordinate raids and all that stuff. So it is a thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's just kind of a worse Discord server, but it is there if you would like to do it. Notifications, you can get invites. This is where you'll get friend requests or invites and all that stuff. You can accept, ignore in the settings in the top right. You can control exactly, you know, when you get notifications. If you want to see flares that your friends are like, you know, notifying. A couple settings in there, nothing really big. And that brings us finally to our settings. This is where you'll see the Niantic games you play. I have Pokemon Go, Ingress, which I believe I signed into once, level 1 on the Resistance. You know, a couple information there. You can see your friends, of course. You can add friends. And in the top right, you have your settings. This is where you can edit your profile. Pretty simple stuff here. Editing profile, change your push notifications, which we already saw before. See your blocked users. So you can block people, which is good if they are swearing. You can turn off your message requests. These are all settings that we've had access to. You can manage your account if you'd like to delete it. You can log out and all of that stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much about it for the app. There are some good features. The messaging, of course, is very nice to have, but let's move on to some improvements I think that the thing could make. Number 1, when you light a flare to tell people on your area that you're interested in a raid, I think there should be a setting in which you can allow everybody to see that. Unfortunately, you have a max of 400 people on your friends list, which means when you light a flare, there's a max of 400 people who will see that flare, and the chances of 400 people being close to that raid, like the flares should just be a thing in which you light it and then everyone in the area knows you're interested in that gym. It doesn't have to pinpoint your exact location, but that'll just be so many more players potentially being able to help you on that raid. I think the flare thing, it should just be for everybody, or at least be a setting, because if you don't want to, you know, you want privacy still, there should be a setting in which you can turn on so every player in the area gets notified when you light a flare on a certain gym. Number 2, moderation needs to be a thing. Younger players, especially Pokemon Go being a younger game, if they're going to be using that and trying to coordinate things and stuff like that, I think there should be some sort of moderation, even some sort of light profanity filter. Maybe it's something Niantic is working on, but for now, when I'm testing this app right now, it doesn't seem like there's any. Number 3 is going to be the loading. It's really weird here. It doesn't load here on Quebec City, but you have to get to like a certain zoom, and then that's when yeah, you see now it starts loading, and then I think if I zoom in more, it does stay loaded in, but there's like, if I load in here, it should be able to show me the gyms. Maybe it's just a thing, it takes too much, you know, work on the server or something like that, but it would be nice if it could just load, like I didn't have to zoom in so much for it to load, if that makes sense. Finally, you know, this is more of a specialty thing, but I feel like a S2 cells filter could be very nice to have. If you don't know, S2 cells are very useful for knowing when nominating gyms. Obviously, we can't really see Pokestops, but it would be nice if they could add Pokestops into this app and then add S2 cells. And this could also, like a third feature could be, this app would be useful to help you find gym nominations. Since you can only have one Pokestop in every single S2 cell, you would know, hey, if you could nominate a Pokestop there or not. You know, there is other apps like the Ingress app to get these maps and stuff like that to do that, but it would be nice that if it was just added into the game. You have the raid map here, why not add the Pokestops, add the S2 cells, and then it just makes it more accessible for trainers to understand how to nominate Pokestops and be able to get access to that information. So that is pretty much Niantic Campfire Campfire. That's the little brother of Pokemon Go. Honestly, overall thoughts, most of this stuff could have just been in Pokemon Go. I think the messaging, it would have been nice if it was in Pokemon Go. Maybe it's just too much coding or something like that, or they didn't want to, you know, mix it up with the age limit. The raid map is a nice feature. I don't really see how much use I'm gonna get out of it. I think it does have some uses when I'm going, you know, raiding, car raiding or something like that, and you want to know where the next gym is. But other than that, like generally when you're on foot, it's not really like you're gonna really be able to run to most raids, since you know they're usually pretty far. The Discord thing or whatever, the communities thing, I think that is just kind of like, I think Discord is superiorly better. I guess people who don't really know how Discord work could potentially use this because it's like more family friendly. It's more simple on how it works, and easier to get set up and things like that, and easier to find the actual communities, but I'm not a huge fan. But let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know if you have access to Campfire yet, or if you're still looking for a friend that can go ahead and send you an invite. I'm really hoping they just allow everybody to get access to it soon, but for now it seems like it's an invite only soft launch kind of thing. If you have any other tips or thoughts on Campfire, let me know in the comment section below. We're gonna see you all in the next one, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Follow up with this one. Peace.